Viking technology, famous guys, fighting techniques, and culture. And we will explain the Vikings in terms of mythology. Viking ship design and evolution. Viking ships were revolutionary. Designs that changed the history of ocean exploration. These vessels were revolutionary because of their speed, maneuverability, and ability to navigate the distant seas. For example, longships, with their streamlined design and flat bottoms, could navigate shallow waters and travel fast. So Viking ships dominated the seas and led them to distant lands. The Vikings were known for their superior nautical skills and maritime strategy. They learned to navigate by the stars and the sun. And they were efficient pirates and raiders. For example, they often used the tactic of approaching the coast at night and raiding at dawn. These techniques transformed the Vikings into feared sea warriors. The voyages of the Vikings are still legendary today. They were not afraid to venture into uncharted territory and discover new lands. Leif Eriksson, for example, is considered the first European to reach a new continent. These adventures symbolize the bravery and spirit of exploration of the Vikings. Adventures of Leif Eriksson. Leif Eriksson is credited in history as the discoverer of new lands. He was the first European to explore the North American continent. Leif set sail from Greenland and reached a place called Vinland. This is where Canada is today. His feat epitomizes the adventurous spirit of exploration of the Vikings. Discovery of Erik the Red. Erik Red was an important explorer for the Vikings. He discovered Greenland and established it as a Viking settlement. Erik Red sailed west from Iceland and found the rich land of Greenland. His discovery was an important milestone in Viking history. Stories of other famous explorers. There were many famous explorers during the Viking Age. These explorers traveled far from Europe to unknown lands because they brought new discoveries. Examples include Bjørn Ironside and Floki Vilgerson. They explored the islands of the North Atlantic and discovered new routes. These explorers were key figures in shaping Viking history, and their adventures are still being told today. Combat styles and tactics. The Vikings' fighting style was known for its speed and incredible offensive power. This was because they would surprise their enemies with sudden raids and overwhelm them by moving quickly. For example, they landed quickly on the coast in their ships and attacked before the enemy was aware of their presence. These tactics transformed the Vikings into feared warriors. Viking weapons and armor were specifically designed to enhance their fighting skills. Their equipment, such as sharp swords, axes, and strong shields, was a balance between attack and defense. For example, their swords were very sharp, and their shields were large and strong enough to protect themselves. These weapons and armor were key elements that turned the Vikings into powerful warriors. The Vikings have made history with numerous legendary battles and attacks. This is because they raided all over Europe and fought in many regions. For example, the attack on Lindisfarne is considered the beginning of the Viking Age. These battles are still talked about today as events that symbolize the strength and horror of the Vikings. Everyday life and social structure. Viking society was based on a division of roles and a strict hierarchy. In each family, men were responsible for hunting and fighting, while women were responsible for housework and weaving. The men served as warriors and farmers, while the women played the important role of protecting the home. This daily life and social structure formed the foundation of Viking society. The Vikings were known for their decorative and functional crafts. This is because they developed a distinctive style in wood, carving, metalwork, and textiles. For example, their ship carvings and jewelry are characterized by intricate patterns. These works of art demonstrate the skill and aesthetic sense of the Vikings. Viking religion and beliefs were deeply rooted in many aspects of their lives. They believed in polytheism and placed great importance on the gods and the forces of nature. They worshipped gods such as Thor and Odin and prayed to these gods. These religious beliefs were an important element in shaping Viking culture and tradition. Norse mythology basics. Norse mythology is polytheistic and features powerful stories of the gods. The myths reflect the relationship between nature and man, for the gods were intimately involved in human life. The gods Odin, Thor, and Freya were symbols of wisdom, thunder, love, and beauty, respectively. Norse mythology illustrates the deep relationship between nature and divinity. In Viking culture, Viking legends and stories are full of heroic courage and adventure. This is because these stories reflected Viking values and society. For example, the heroes in Beowulf and the sagas embodied Viking ideals of strength and honor. These stories convey the morality and heroism of Viking society. To the present day, Norse mythology has had a profound influence on modern culture. This is because its unique gods and stories have been cited in literature, film, art, and many other areas. For example, characters such as Thor and Loki have become popular in movies and comics. Norse mythology is deeply rooted in today's pop culture with its rich stories and iconic characters. How was it? In this video, I explained about Vikings. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like this video. History Spectrum.